God is careful because God cares. God prepares because God cares. Some preparations can be tedious. Take, for instance, crawling in the attic to retrieve decorations for the holidays. Then take Matthew's recounting of Jesus' genealogy in excruciating detail. And between that and this next verse is a big difference. Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. We knew she was coming sometime, just not when. We knew that every day brought the visit closer, but we were not certain exactly what day. We cleaned the house once, twice, and then again. Finally, we just got in the habit of keeping it clean. We'd stare out the window and watch, waiting for our great aunt to arrive with gifts and hugs. We were children. Our parents understood the calendar better than we could. We only knew seasons, and it was the right season for a visit. Don't be dismayed that God keeps something secret. He knows better than to entrust us with every detail of his plans. There are some things that we simply could not understand if we were told in plain language. He tells us what is necessary and withholds what would breed complacency and contempt for his ways. Not knowing the details of Jesus' second coming means that we can live in constant expectancy of his appearing. We wait on tiptoe. We lift our hearts in wonder. Waiting for his redemption gives us a clue as to the spirit of messianic expectation that must have gripped the hearts of the faithful who waited patiently for his first coming. Shepherds and wise men all eagerly sought word of salvation, while others despaired and resigned themselves to business as usual. There were always those who kept hope alive in their hearts. Our job in our generation is to eagerly seek him in everything. Jesus has come and Jesus is coming. Both statements stir the heart and ignite the imagination. Hope born in the hearts of children inspires hope in those who are tired of waiting. The call comes rolling down through the centuries. Live in constant expectation and you will never get disappointed. But you may get bored with the preparations. Nevertheless, let's not neglect them. Imagine the patience of God working in, with, and through each of these generations. To make your reading of Matthew 1 through 17 easier, I propose that you make it purposeful, and I give you an assignment. First, whose names do you recognize in this list? Second, what do you remember of their times and stories? Third, which ones will you look up and refresh your memory regarding? 4. What are the lessons from their lives and encounters with God? And so begins Matthew, an account of the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. And it goes on, and you can read it. I encourage you to read it. I'm just not going to read it to you. And I draw your attention to these thoughts out of it. There is a reason for it all, which concludes with so all the generations of Abraham to David are 14, and from David to deportation to Babylon are 14, and from Babylon to the Messiah, 14. For the Jew of Jesus' day, pedigree was important. I invite you to look at an article in the Bible Project about that. But William Barclay noted the differences and uniqueness of Matthew's use of genealogy from others. One of the things he said was, by far the most amazing thing about the pedigree are the names of the women who appear in it. It's not normal to find the names of women in Jewish pedigrees at all. The woman had no legal rights. She was regarded not as a person, but a thing. She was merely the possession of her father or her husband and at his disposal to do with as he liked. In the regular form of morning prayer, the Jew thanked God that he had not been made a Gentile, a slave, or a woman. The very existence of these names in any pedigree is a most surprising and extraordinary phenomenon. So painstaking attention to detail, creative nuance, these are characteristics of God's care to establish a saving servant king for all his people and for the entire world. If God cares that much for detail, perhaps we should pay attention, for it reflects God's care for us.